going on, guys? We are back with another podcast. This is episode 20. 20 episodes already, and we've got the legendary Steve Treanor back again. How you doing, Steve?
I'm all right, mate. How are you, Joe? All right?
Yeah, I'm all right now. We got the win, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, a bit knackered, but everything's good. Yeah, pretty full on at the moment. But, you know, transfer window done. First victory for a few weeks, so everything's looking nice and solid for Saturday, I think.
Yeah, mate. Well, I brought my ticket last night, and there was only like 50 seats left. It was like cutting it close, to be honest. So I'm really looking forward to seeing St Andrews packed out. I just hope the atmosphere is going to be.
I'm not sure if Block 38 is selling or not, and if it isn't, I'm not sure why. I meant to look at it. I'm going to look at it. But apart from that, did you actually look on the plan when you bought your tickets?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I always look on the map and zoom in, like, because I like to sit in the cop usually. I usually sit on Block 38 onwards, like a lot being by the away fans. I do. My dad.
So it's 38-4.
Yeah. Looked like they cut off the seats off in one of the blocks for some reason. But I mean, like you say, like it could be because of that, couldn't it?
I don't know, because they've got a lot of different sort of things going on as well. So the Gilmerry Copper is full of like kids and teachers and carers and that. That's why the Gilmerry Copper isn't on sale. You know, a lot of people have been saying it isn't free, you know. There was something about the lifts weren't working. That's why they closed it and put people into the cop. But to be fair, I think the club were just using the head a little bit. You know, when the lower cop opened, it made sense for them to move people from the Gilmerry Copper and close a section of the ground. It just saves money. It don't look very good, but I'm guessing that's the reason they've done it. You know, it's obviously functioning all right because they've got all the kids up there on Saturday. So I'm led to believe.
Yeah, is it because of what Tom Magner wanted to do? Because he wanted to give some tickets away, didn't he, and help some charities and try and bring in some more people into the stadium, didn't he? Is that because of that? Then is it, Steve?
Yeah, that's where they put them. They put all those freebies and that up top. They're all kids, you know, for schools and all that sort of stuff. So it makes sense probably to keep them away from the general population. And they're above the away fans, so hopefully they won't be throwing down fucking glasses of piss on them or anything, you know. I don't think they will. You never know, though. Birmingham school children, you know. But so hopefully it'll be all right, and be nice to see the ground full. I don't know if they've got all this. It's a very difficult thing to do when you strategise in it like this. I don't know. I think they probably could have made it a little bit more accessible price-wise. But you know what? I'm not complaining about it. They're trying to do it. They're doing it in their own way, and they have to make some money as well. So you know, fair play to them. I hope they get it full on Saturday. It'd be great to see St Andrews rocking again. Yeah, and it was quite good. I think the atmosphere seemed quite good on Tuesday night, considering there was only 18,000 there. And I say only 18,000. It was a terrible, horrible night. And to get that many people on a Tuesday night with a game on Saturday, I think they did pretty well, really, considering we lost the game before.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to touch on it about, because obviously, I know you're really busy, Steve, but I do like getting you on here, mate, because you just talk a lot of sense and you say it how it is. But obviously, I haven't had a chance to speak to you before the Sheffield Wednesday game, so I just want to touch on that game before we get into the Blackburn game to see what you was thinking when we lost that game 2-0 and stuff, like, and if you picked the right players or because I know that you were saying you heard from a source, didn't you, like about the training that some of the players wasn't taking it seriously and stuff.
Yeah, I think what he's done really is he's dropped it on their toes a little bit. I think just reading between the lines and from here and from, you know, just stuff that I've heard, you know, when players attend the organised training sessions, they're also encouraged to just do some bits and pieces after training to sort of better their game. So if you're a striker, you might want to try some shots on goal. If you're a goalkeeper, you might want to team up with the other goalkeeper, and you know, that sort of thing. And I think he was disappointed because a lot of players didn't do it. And the situation we were in, you know, obviously we need a little bit of shot practice, don't we? Because we haven't been too good. We've had like Sheffield Wednesday, I can't remember. I think we had dogs crying. I think we had 25 shots on goal, and we didn't score. And Sheffield Wednesday, I think, had 15 or something and scored twice, or even less than that. But so obviously we needed some additional stuff, and I think if the gaffer's asking people to stay behind and they don't want to, then they don't have to. But the other thing that you have to think about with this is you have to also look at it from players' points of view. We've got 16 players, I think, who are probably going to be leaving in the close season, and even the ones that are contracted that are staying, they know that the club is going to be bringing in a lot of new players, so they're probably thinking about their futures. People are saying now, well, you'd think that the players would want to be out there and training extra hard to try and get deals done for at the end of the season when they're going to leave. Take it from me, a lot of these players have already got deals done. You don't leave it till the last minute. They know they're leaving in June, some in May. Then their agents are already looking. They've probably already found deals for them. I've heard several rumours about Scott Hogan and a few others places that they might be going. So you don't think that they're worried about getting themselves in the shop window, because they're not. And the thing they have to think about, although I know what people are going to say, we pay them, they should be putting 100% in, and that's absolutely right. But you can't take the human element out of it. These players have got 12 weeks left playing for Blues. Are they going to bust the balls trying to win games for Blues? Because an injury or something like that ends their move at the end of the season when they sign for another club. That signing can be nullified. Last games, they might get sent off, they might do this, they might do that, you just don't know. So those players don't want to take risks. And you can sort of understand it from the human point of view, but we're Blues fans and we want them to play 100% for Blues. But what you got to remember is they're not Blues fans. Birmingham City is a source of income for them. They're not Blues fans. You know that. We all know it. We wear the Blues shirt, and I've been wearing this for 50 years, and I'll probably wear it for another 50, hopefully. I'm being a bit optimistic there, but you know what I mean.
You never know, mate.
These people will change shirts and wear the badge of whoever pays them the most money. So you have to be a realist about it and think that between now and the end of the season, I think the only full-on 100% performances we're going to get out of players are the ones that are pretty sure they're going to be in the long-term plan, and ones that we've just signed. So we've seen an absolutely brilliant performance from Pake the other night. This guy, he looks out of this world. He's a real little midfield motor. He's got a fantastic engine. He moves around. He can see. He's got great vision. He can pick a pass. And Mowbray said something which was very true, and which is why I think Pake will get the nod over Sunich. Is that Pake is a let out for the players. So when one of the other midfield players or a central defender or a fullback gets the ball, if they've got nowhere to go, Pake makes himself available. And when he gets the ball, he's safe with it. He looks and he makes a pass. Whereas Sunich tends to, sky it, or the guy's limited in his passing ability, and we all know that. Sunich has been great for us since he's come back, but this guy's on a different level. He really is, and for those players around him to know that if they get in the shit when they got the ball at the feet, if Pake's available, if they give it to him, they know he's going to take care of the ball, and that's a really big thing for us. And then to have Andre Dazelle sitting next to him is an added bonus. Of course, Andre Dazelle is only a loan, but I think he's going to be playing for a contract, and it wouldn't surprise me if we haven't said to him, listen, give us these 4 months till the end of the season. You put the performances, you're going to get rewarded with a contract, because these are two good players, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, mate. They are. But I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen it, Steve, but I was reading, when it's like on social media, with a load of stuff you read, and half of it's a load of crap, isn't it? Or just word of mouth, or But a lot of QPR players were saying like you're welcome to, like, you know, they didn't rate him. But then again, I was thinking, well, is that because that they ain't doing well and they haven't got like the quality of players for him to benefit his performance? You know what I mean? But I mean, he's come to Blues and I rate him. I think he's really good.
The players said it, or the fans?
I think it was like a lot of the fans, like online. I think it was on Twitter. I think a lot of the QPR fans.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of those things when players leave, fans don't usually go overboard about them because they want to leave. You know, they want to leave. QPR have had a shit season, and they had Gareth Ainsworth in charge. And for me, he's not the best manager. He probably wasn't that motivational. I think Andre Dazelle needs someone that understands him, that can get the best out of him. He's a very good footballer, and as Moggy says, you know, he's got a wand of a left foot, and it's a great description of it because he is really good. His left foot's really good. The lad gets around, and I'd rather have. And I think this is what Mowbray's had in mind. He's played Chris Bielik, he's dropped him back into the back four. And Bielik's a nice footballer, and he's playing better and better every time he plays in that position. He was great the other night. Him and Roberts look really solid. But when they've got Dazelle and Paik in front of them, then even better, because a little bit of pressure on Roberts, who isn't the best with the ball at his feet, there's Paik or Dazelle in front of him to take the ball away. You know, I think Moggy's had to think about this. And those two in that defensive midfield role look absolutely solid. And then you can build around them. Don't forget, we got Pritchard to come back. Yeah.
It'd be good to see more of him as well now, mate. It's looking really good in midfield, isn't it? But, mate, I think he picked as well the starting 11 bang on, I think, do you? How good did we look?
I was surprised when I seen it because, to be honest, when I looked at it, I thought, where's the inventiveness going to come from in this team? Yeah. There's no Bacuna, there's no Dembele. Marshall blows hot and cold, I think. And I thought, you know, and when the game started and they were really, for the first 2 or 3 minutes, we were on the back foot. And I was looking, thinking, bloody hell, you know, where's it going to come from? And then suddenly they started playing that lovely little one-two touch football. And you see how good Paik was. And you could see, you could see, you know, I think the other one was Tyler Roberts. You know, I think he had a great game, and Tyler Roberts. People complain because he drops deep, but you know, Tyler Roberts was coming back sometimes and retrieving the ball from midfield. He had Stansfield alongside him. You know, it was a really good, solid performance. I don't think we had one player that played poorly. For me, I think if you had to probably pick a man of the match, apart from the obvious Paik, probably Roberts, Mark Roberts. I think he had a great game considering he's a bit rusty. Disappointing to see Tyler Roberts miss those 2 chances. But the man hasn't had a lot of match practice. You have to bear this in mind. Players, and I know everyone's going to say, well, you should be able to get straight back and you should be able to, you know, you should be able to do all sorts of things, but we live in the real world. It takes players 3 or 4 games to get full match fitness. Fitness on the training ground isn't fitness on the park. So they need a little bit of time to get that match fitness. I think we've got a great player in Tyler Roberts if we can keep him fit. That's the thing. He had some lovely touches, didn't he? And he looks like he's a big lad as well, which we need. We're a small team.
Yeah. All right, him, Steve. I mean, I always have done. I mean, I know he's been injured a lot, but I mean, I know he's been slated a lot as well. But I was just about to touch on that, like, because I've spoken about him in a few podcasts, and a couple of the lads have said, you know, they don't really rate him. But it's like you say, you got to give him a chance. But mate, honestly, like, I know we missed those chances, but I mean, I was trying to analyse it like a bit more, but like his head wasn't like quite up, like to look where he was shooting. Like, I mean, he could improve on that, but as a player, like you say, mate, he's everywhere. Like, he's trying to retrieve the ball back. He's even like setting up players as well, like in chances. I rate him, really do. And I think it really worked. The starting 11 he picked, even the substitutions he brought on as well, bang on the right times. It all come together, didn't it?
Just going back to Tyler Roberts, you know, I don't know how fans are saying they don't rate him because I haven't really seen him play. He's come on a few times as a sub, and he's been all right. He hasn't been brilliant. but he's been okay, you know. And people are straight on this thing. Oh, he's made of glass. He's crap. He's injured, and he's had a fairly long injury, and his injury record isn't great. But when the lad plays, give him support. I watched him play in Spain in the pre-season friendly. He played really well against Cartagena, and he scored a great left-footed goal. You know, so I've seen him play, and he's good. Cartagena, first division Spanish team, not a bad side. And I think we've got to give him that chance because he's probably the best option we've got at the moment. Scotty Hogan, I think it was a shame for him against Sheffield Wednesday. He was unfortunate. He had two good efforts, in my opinion. Both of them, you know, typical Hogan efforts, just taken instinctively. Unfortunately, neither one went in. But, you know, he can only do what he can do. For people on social media to start calling him this and that and the other, he doesn't pick himself. Moggy picked him, you know, and fair play. I'd say what I said earlier about the players that are probably going to leave, not putting in the effort. Hogan does, and Hogan does stay and do shooting practice. Fuck's sake, like he needs it, but he does stay and do it, and he did work really hard against Sheffield Wednesday. His press was good. I mean, I think early on he caused their keeper to spill the ball with the press. So, you know, Hogan, I think, you know, Hogan, good luck to him. He's going to move on. He's not going to stay with us next season. So we're not going to get any money for him. It's going to be a free transfer. Hogan will be able to go and get one last payday. He'll be able to, you know, get a signing on fee, probably play for another championship team or drop down a division. And in Division 1, I think Hogan would be great. You know, he's probably not as good as he has been in the past. And we all know he's a confidence player. And to be honest, you know, if people set out a couple of years ago to destroy Hogan's game, fair play, you know what? You managed to, because they've absolutely destroyed his confidence over the last 2 seasons. That bloke couldn't put it right. Didn't matter what he did.
No. I don't know what to say. Someone like you, Steve, you know, like anybody who wears your badge, you know, I'll back them all day, every day. But I mean, it's one of them, innit? Like, everybody's different, aren't they? That's the problem.
Yeah, but I mean, I personally, people say to me, because I say on the project, I say what I've just said to you, you know, and people sort of don't get it. You know, the lad just does what he can do, and if he can't do it, then what can you do about it? So, as I was saying about Hogan, you know, people slate him, whatever. He's going to move on. So you won't have to worry about him again. But please, people, don't pick someone else to pick on, because there's a lot of good players that we have now. And there's always going to be 1 or 2 that miss chances. We've seen Tyler Roberts miss 2. First one, he snatched at a bit. It came to him a bit. And the second one, I think, was completely unexpected. And I don't think it was that great a chance. You know, he sort of hit it across the goalkeeper. It was one of them. But having said that, I think Dembele had 2 better chances that he completely missed. You know, Dembele blazed a couple over the bar. When Bacuna and Dembele come on, they added that little bit. And you've got to be fair. If you're a tired defender and you've just been run ragged by Stansfield and Mayoshi or whoever, you know, whoever happens to play in that 4, when you see Bacuna and Dembele coming on, it's not going to be a great sight for you when there's 10 minutes to go. You're absolutely shattered, and you got these 2 coming on. These 2, both of them are a bag of tricks, aren't they? You know, sometimes a little bit too much, but you can't stifle a player that's got talent. They like to show off. It's the way they are, and you know what? Sometimes you get some real magic out of them, don't you?
Yeah, my paid off against Blackburn. I was just about to mention that. Did you see? When he done that skill lot round by the Bacuna, wasn't it, on the left wing?
Where
before he put the ball into the box, mate. Oh, beautiful football. Beautiful football.
I think he got a little bit fortunate because he got a lucky bounce off one of the defenders. It bounced back off the defender. Some people are asking, did it go out? I don't think it did. No, and he put the ball back. It was bloody mayhem in the box. And when it dropped to Dazelle, he just had that open left-hand side of the goal to put it in with his left-footed wand. But I think, and that's what you get from Bacuna. He's just as likely to have the ball on the halfway line, try and do a similar trick, lose it, and give the opposition a break. So that's what you get with Bacuna. But interestingly enough, him and Dembele, although people complain about them, have been our most consistent players over the last season. Last season and this season, they've scored the average highest points per game across the 2 seasons. So, people are talking about taking 5 million for Bacuna in the transfer window. I wouldn't take that. I think he's a much better player than that. And he's one of our most consistent players.
Going on to Sunderland, Steve, what you reckon?
I think we're going to beat them, to be honest. I think there's a lot of unhappy people at Sunderland. I think we're going to get the press put on us. But that's what I really enjoyed about the game on Tuesday, was that we had the press put on us by Blackburn from the beginning, and I sort of knew they were going to do that because we got John Eustace in charge, and Eustace plays that press from the front. And what I loved about it, and we haven't been able to do it before, we've tried to do it before, we haven't had the ability to do it, is we played around the press. You've seen that ball going left and right, right to left to right, and then suddenly when Paik probably or Dazelle sees the opening, the ball goes forward. And I know it's frustrating when you're watching it, particularly if you don't really understand it. It is complicated. But when those players are pressing and you've got players that can have the ability to pass the ball around it, it's fucking great to watch, because Blackburn didn't have an answer for it. They just didn't.
No.
They didn't compete at all. And I think Sunderland are going to be similar in a way. They're going to press. I think Speakman will be desperate to beat Blues. Obviously, the manager will. Beale's had a pretty poor start, so the fans don't like him. He hasn't had a particularly bad start, to be honest. They just don't like him. And what happened with Beale is what happened with Eustace at Blues. They sacked a player that the fans loved.
Yeah.
So Beale was on a loser from the very beginning. I think they're going to be in trouble on Saturday. And if we can get the crowd wound up, what we've needed for the last few weeks, and we haven't got yet, is the early goal. If we get the early goal, I think we're going to run riot one of these days.
Yeah, my dad was saying the same. You reckon someone's due a good stuffing by Blues like in the next few weeks?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hello, Ian, by the way, if you're watching this. It'll be interesting to see what team he plays. I believe that Pritchard is probably fit, but I don't think he's going to play him. There's no point risking Pritchard when we have the amount of really good midfielders that we have. George Hall is on his way back as well. Don't forget we got Sammy Chang, who's coming back at the end of the season, who's a great player.
Yeah.
We've got an abundance of good midfield players. The difficulty is going to be who he picks. I think in the back four, if Roberts can continue to play the way he plays, he's going to keep Kevin Long out. He's a more mobile player than Kevin Long.
What about Sanderson?
Who? Yeah, well, I think when Sanderson, I think it'll be Sanderson and Bielik when Sanderson comes back, and I think that'll be a really nice central defensive pairing. With Ethan Laird played absolutely brilliant at left back the other night, considering he's a right-footed player,
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He reminded me of like a young Ashley Cole. Like he's quite attacking as well, isn't he? When he makes chances, and his through passes were really good as well, wasn't they, Steve? I thought. I don't know what you.
Yeah, he goes forward really well. He takes players on. He enjoys doing that. You can tell he plays with a smile on his face, and that's great to see that. I've heard that Ashley Cole has helped him a lot. I hear that Ashley Cole has been absolutely brilliant in training and supported Mowbray and Mark Venus really well. So I'm really happy about that, because a lot of people were questioning Ashley Cole. I think Ashley Cole's probably seen how good Tony Mowbray is and thinks he can learn an awful lot off him. But the two fullbacks Drama as well had a good game. Thing with Cody Drama is that he's not one of our players. He's a Leeds player, and we don't know what's going to happen at the end of the season. Tony Mowbray wasn't very happy with the fact that he wouldn't play with a broken toe. And like I was saying to you earlier, why is a loan player going to play with a broken toe? He's not going to risk everything for Blues. This is the problem with loan players.
Yeah.
So, you know. So, I don't know. When Buchanan's back, we've got one of the best left-backs in the league. In my opinion, we've probably got the best right-back in the league at the moment as it stands. We've got some really nice midfield players. We lack a decent striker or two. Hopefully, at the moment, we know we've got Stansfield till the end of the season. If anyone thinks Jay Stansfield is going to sign for us at the end of the season, you can get that out of your head now, right? That ain't going to happen. But we've got Tyler Roberts at the moment with Stansfield, and I think in the summer we're going to see a couple of new young strikers come in. And don't expect these strikers to come from Premier League teams. We ain't going to be spending £8 or £9 million on strikers. We're going to go looking for strikers the way we've just found Pake, the way we've took not Jason Dazelle, that's his dad, the way we've taken Andre Dazelle. These sort of players are the ones that our recruitment team is going to look down the league, they're going to look abroad, and they're going to bring some players in, they're going to surprise a few people, and they're not going to cost a lot of money.
That's it, mate. You know, Steve, if you want, like getting you on, mate, because you just know so much stuff. It's quite refreshing to, you know, to hear your all your knowledge and stuff. You know,
I mean, these are my views. You know, I don't expect everyone, and I get a lot of people saying, you know, like you talk shit or whatever. People can say what they're like. These are my views. And I think if a lot of people take the time to read between the lines and do a little bit of research, they can find out quite a lot of stuff themselves. And then just think about, like I was saying about the loan players and that. It's all right saying, oh, you know, shouting off at them. We're paying them. They should be putting 110% in. Of course they should. But just put yourself in their position and try and see from their point of view. They're not Birmingham City supporters. They have been paid and they should be putting 110% in, but they're looking at 12 weeks' time and thinking, I still want to be playing. I don't want to be injured. I don't want to. What happens if they have a really shit run and they play like crap, you know? But like I said, a lot of them have got deals done. I don't know. We're in a difficult position because all those players are wearing that shirt at the moment. No, in the summer, there's going to be a bit of a playing revolution.
Yeah.
But we still have to keep within financial fair play. People can't think we can go out and spend 10 million on players. We can't, because FFP, although we're okay, we can spend money, but we're going to be spending millions and millions and millions of pounds because we still have to think about it.
Do you think they'll sign Drama, Steve, or not? Would you sign?
Yeah, I think he's a good player. I think if we get him at the right money, I think it would be a good signing for us. It depends if the recruitment team have got anyone else lined up. And that's the thing, when you've got a good recruitment team, which I would say we have. I mean, just looking at Pike, you know, forget it. Why didn't someone else come in and get him? I know he had some options. The lad's a great player, and I think Mowbray sort of put his foot in it the other night, but got straight out of it when he said he's a level above everyone else. And he goes, "Well, he's not a level above them, but you know, I think he probably is, to be honest. I mean, this lad looks really good. You only need to get 2 or 3 signings like that, free signings. We couldn't spend any money in January. Well, it wasn't just the money being spent; it was the ages of the players. You know, we had to fit. You only allowed a certain amount of players over 25. Only a certain amount have to be under 25. We could only have 5 loans, which we now have because we bought in Dazelle. So the recruitment team were playing with one hand tied. We're working with one hand tied behind the back during the winter transfer window. In the summer transfer window, they're not going to be in that position. We're going to be able to look at the whole squad. We're going to offload 16 players and then look at what's left and then build a squad around the players that you want, or bring in some players that you think are going to make a big difference to us. Goalkeeper will be one for a start off.
Yeah.
John Ruddy won't be here. Etheridge won't be here. He's on big money, Neil Etheridge, and good luck to him. He's been okay. You know, he's sat and earned quite a lot of money with us, which probably ain't great, but you know, he hasn't done anything wrong. He didn't rob the money. We offered it him and he took it, you know, and that's fair enough. So we'll need probably 2 new goalkeepers. It's a shame, really, isn't it? Because Ruddy's so commanding, isn't he?
No, he's
He makes so much difference when you know, his distribution from his hands is brilliant.
Yeah, and did you notice the last little bit at the end as well, the Blackburn game, when he was like, he's quite like Eddie put, like he's quite like fiery, isn't he? Like if someone makes a mistake, he's on it. Like, you know, he's on to the players. Like he's got that command in him, hasn't he? You know, got really good communication.
That was Hearty Mag time. That was when that throwing came over, and it wasn't cleared. You know, and everyone's saying, you know, oh, great save it was from John Ruddy. I'm sorry, John, but that ball was just hit straight at you, mate, and it's just reflex. But, yeah, but it was one of those, wasn't it? You just knew that was going to go in. I thought, here we go, this is going in.
I know.
But I'm so happy, obviously, when he didn't. But John Ruddy makes a difference. He gives the defenders around him confidence. He's got good hands. He's a big bloke. He's strong. He's fast with distribution. I was watching Neil Etheridge in the previous game, which was against Sheffield Wednesday. And Etheridge will get the ball, look up, but he can't make the decision quick enough.
Yeah,
he looks and he thinks, and you can't do that when you're a keeper nowadays. You can't do that. You have to get that ball. If you're going to throw it, if you're going to distribute it with your hands, it's got to go straight away. You've got to see the player and it's got to go, because if you see him, someone else has seen him from the opposition. Yeah. You've got to get the ball to him before that person gets to the player. Then it makes sense. Etheridge's distribution isn't that good. Ruddy's kicking ain't great, but his distribution from his hands is really good. He understands the game and he can see the positions in front of him. I love his distribution. He's a good goalkeeper. He's very, very strong. It's a shame he's a bit old. And unfortunately, I think, I don't know, the club might offer him another year and have him sitting on the bench and get someone young in who is good with his hands, who can distribute the ball. And that's the sort of goalkeeper Tony Mowbray will want, for definite.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Come on then, Steve. Predictions for Sunderland then, mate. Come on.
Well, I hate doing score predictions because I think it's a bit pointless, because you just don't know how the game's going to go. On the balance of play, on the balance of the way things look at the moment, I would say Blues are going to win. If I had to say a score, which, like I just said, I don't like doing, we're going to say probably 3-1, let's say. It'd be nice to keep a clean sheet. But I think it depends how the game starts. If we can make a solid start, avoid the Sunderland press, which is going to be on us from the very beginning, play around it the way we did against Blackburn and score in the first 20 minutes, I think we then go on to score 2 or 3. If we don't score in the first half and it's 0-0 at half time, then I think it may be 1-0, hopefully to Blues. But what we've got to do is do what we did on, which was very encouraging on Tuesday. I think the players have got the mentality now where when we go a goal in front, they don't sit behind the ball, they keep attacking. And it was lovely to see that. We didn't let up, we carried up. When we've seen it before, you know, this season, when we've gone a goal up, it's just in the players' mentality under John Eustace to just defend the lead. And I think we've seen a good example of the difference between a John Eustace team and a Tony Mowbray team on Tuesday night. The way Blackburn Rovers played on Tuesday was the way that we used to play.
Yeah, just about to say that. Yeah,
you can tell. The high press from the front, trying to hit the team on the break. And we just weren't having any of it, you know. We just fucking steamrolled them, really. And to come away with a 1-0 defeat, I think they were very fortunate.
Yeah. Different side as well. I mean, like, obviously, when we played them at their place, when we had Rooney in charge, a different setup, weren't it? Different playing style. So much better, so much positive.
So Rooney wanted that fast passing that we've got now. I think the thing is that he didn't really have the players that we have now. And I think the other thing is I don't think the players really wanted to play for Wayne Rooney. I don't think he's a manager. I just don't think he's got that in his locker. Tony Mowbray, I love watching him on his pressers because he's just so engaging. You want to listen to him. He's interesting to listen to. And I don't think you could ever accuse Wayne Rooney of being interesting to listen to. You just can't. It's just he hasn't got that in his locker. But you know, we've got Tony Mowbray now, and I think we've got a great manager. I'm so happy that we've got him.
Yeah, me, mate. Oh yeah, all right, team. I'm gonna go Saturday, Steve, because it's a full house, and I'm feeling positive. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win, Blues.
All right. I just hope we don't concede, to be honest, because I'd love us to keep 2 clean sheets on the trot and just give that back for a little bit of confidence. Particularly now, I think Chris Bielik is starting to feel more at home, and I think he's better on the left, Bielik. He looks more comfortable. He looked very, very assured with Roberts alongside him. And let's hope that happens with Dion Sanderson when he returns, because those 2 as centre halves, I think, will form a part of that spine that's forming now. We've got the 2 defensive midfielders in front of them. You know, it's starting to look very, very structured. And then you can the players around it, you can bring in and put out and change, interchange. And I love the way we had the fluidity of the 4 up front. So playing with a false 9, I know people don't like it. I do. You got 4 players who interchange, they swap sides. Stansfield will pop up on the wing. Marshall will be in the middle. Next thing you see is Tyler Roberts dropping back. Stansfield making a run for him. You know, so it's really nice to watch. Yeah. The only thing we haven't got is, you know, from corner. Although we haven't mentioned it yet, but how good is Pike with corners and free kicks? You know, bloody hell. Okay. Roberts could have scored. Both Roberts could have scored 2 goals.
I know. I know. It's mad, isn't he?
Mark Roberts hit the post. He put a simple header over the bar. Tyler Roberts missed 2 chances. Dembele could have scored twice. We could have won that game 7-0, couldn't we?
Yeah. But yeah, we go again, Steve. But it's been 40 minutes, mate, and I know that you got a lot of stuff on, and I'm really sorry for keeping you long.
You're not keeping me. All right, mate. No problem.
Thanks so much for the short notice again, Steve. I love talking to you, mate.
It's all right, Jamie, no problem. And don't forget, anyone that's listening, you know, come and see us at the project on Facebook, Bcfc, the project. And of course, our YouTube channel that we don't use that often. We use it really as a bit of a backup and for our Facebook page. But we've got some interesting stuff coming up. We just started the new page, Jamie. Have you seen it?
Yes, yeah, I've joined it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Bcfc, the project. I fucking forgot what it's called. What is it?
I'll put a link in the description, Steve.
Cheers, mate. I'm so lucky. How can you believe it? Yeah. All right, we have all the characters, the blues fans that are real characters over the year. A story of the blues. So Bcfc, the project, the story of the blues. Brackets fans. So it's about all the people that are, and if you're a sort
of fucking died.
If you're are we still on? Well, the recording's going on. Jamie, I'm going to leave you, mate, okay? And I'll speak to you soon.